Welcome to the Hairdresser Strong Show. We bring you this special series on hearing from salon guests. It's easy enough to think we know what our guests think, but why don't we just ask them what they think? So today we're talking with Kristie Harshide, and Kristie and I know each other because she was actually a client at the salon that I used to work at. How you doing, Kristie?
Hi, Robert. Good, great. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thank you for coming. So I think it's I talk a lot. I do training. My background's in education and recruiting, and a lot of my time is spent teaching hairdressers how to perform good customer service, how to communicate well. But I don't know that I've ever actually asked one of my customers for advice on things. So I'm very curious to know. First of all, there's a big conversation in our industry about what does it mean to be high end? What does it mean to be high end salon to you? Like, what do you have a differentiating factor, or what comes to your mind when I say high end salon?
Yeah, I think there's, absolutely there's a differentiating factor. To me, it just means a higher level of service.
Okay.
It's more, sort of paying more attention to detail about the salon itself, about maybe like cleanliness, about, just, the service level of everyone from the shampoo, people to the stylist to the colorists. I also assume that it means it's a higher skill level of the, of everyone there, of the professionals there. And also I assume that it's, a lot of better products that they use, more quality.
Okay. Okay. So definitely, like, I think everyone can agree on higher level skill is an expectation. And as far as retail, I think that's a really powerful point you brought up. There's this whole old guard of having high end products to make you high end, and some people try to push back against it, but it really does mean a lot. I mean, those companies put a lot of money into branding themselves as being luxurious. Okay, so what factors determine whether or not you're going to go back to a salon? So say you go and you go to a salon more on the high end scale, and we're not talking about somewhere where would not fit that definition that you explained. Why would you decide, for what reasons have you not gone back to a stylist or a salon? Enlighten us.
I thought about this when you first asked me, and I think it's a couple of things. I mean, number one, first, like, you want a great haircut, you want a great hairstyle. So it's the finished product. But it's also, you want to feel like your hairstylist is listening to you, like about what you are looking for. And sort of, that they also kind of check in on you while they're working. Like, are you okay? Am I burning your scalp with the hair dryer? Like, and also just that they're, you feel sort of like that they're warm and, like a friendly person. So that it's, an enjoyable experience. I always get color and a cut and highlights, and I have long hair. So I'm in that chair for a very long time. So it's nice to, have a connection to the hairstylist and, not feeling like you're uncomfortable the whole time.
And what about like, I sometimes I think a lot of us might wish that we could control your entire experience, and I feel like I can turn out good hair and like make my customer feel warm and welcome and whatnot. But it's not completely in my control because, like you said, there's the front desk, the shampoo assistants, there's details. So what about a salon do you think would, like, if you've seen some, and I would love to hear if you have any stories. You don't have to say what salon or what hairdresser, but I would like to know if there's ever like something that happened, like maybe like something at the front desk or an altercation with a shampoo assistant, or I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, I have tons of stories.
All right, let's hear them.
I mean, I think like, sometimes, and there's like maybe this conception that, the receptionists at high-end salons can be kind of rude. I think, I don't think that's always the case. I think as long as they're helpful, as long as they're professional, like, I don't mind it. Um, I don't think that I've ever had any like, crazy scheduling situation with any of them. I've had some situations with with the shampoo people.
Okay.
um, so I often get my hair colored. Um, it's my hair's colored is dark. So, sometimes, some of the dye can get on my skin and everything. I also have freckles. I'm, part Scottish. And so this woman was, it's sort of a pet peeve that they sort of wash my face while they're, washing my hair.
Yeah.
If you're going into a salon in the middle of the day and you have your makeup on, you don't want your face washed, because that you have to like completely redo your entire face. And she was doing this, she was like putting the toner all over my forehead, and it just really felt like she wasn't even paying attention to what she was doing. And then, I just had like splotches of, dye, and she was like trying to scrub it off. But then like, she thought some of my freckles were the dye. And I was like, that's my skin. Like, just stop scrubbing my skin. So, generally, it was like, that was a nightmare of a day. And I think I complained, which I like never do, but it just was so bad because she wasn't like, even after I was telling her, like, listen, you're good. Like, please stop. She didn't listen.
Oh my gosh. I'm like over here cringing because I definitely have seen that happen. And I've definitely like, when I was an assistant, I've definitely like drenched some people. like so bad they had to take their clothes off and wear a robe, and we had to put it in the dryer, but yeah, the color, stuff all over the face, that it's if it's like a person who's training, maybe, but like in general in a higher end salon, that shouldn't be happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, so what is let's see, I got here. What is one piece of advice to a salon or stylist they should know to keep you as a customer? Okay, I think you might have answered this question. Warm, welcoming, don't wash my face. And is there I'm curious to know, like, is there, so your biggest pet peeve, I'm very curious to know, because everyone's is going to be different.
Yeah.
Your biggest pet peeve at a hair salon would be what? Is it the washing of the hair thing and getting on your face?
That's a big one, like, not washing my entire face. And then also just, like the hairdresser not listening to you.
Okay.
Because for the majority of the time that I go into a salon, I'm just like, I trust you. You know more about hair than I do. Like, this is what I'm looking for, but I'm open to like what you think I need to do. But sometimes, you're looking for something very specific. There was a time when I went in and I was having, later that day, I was doing photos with my daughters, and we had a photographer coming. And I really just wanted, like, my hair was really long at that point. I really just wanted like beachy waves, because my daughters, had long, kind of wavy hair. And I just thought that it would be a cohesive theme. And, the hairdresser wanted to chop like 4 inches off of my hair because my ends were not good, and wanted to really give me a polished look. And, that's what they went ahead and did. And I was like, listen, like, I know my hair like needs a good cut, but this is just the style that I want today.
Right.
And then he was arguing with me about it. And then he even said, like, across the aisle to another hairstylist, like, look, doesn't she need like, 4 inches cut off her hair? And he was like, yes, of course. And he was like, see, so it was like, so not only was he like not listening to me, even after I told him that there was a photo shoot, but then he was like, kind of publicly shaming me for my dead end.
Oh,
and I'm actually looking at the pictures of the photo shoot right now across the room, and my hair looks great. It's fine, it's good hair. It wasn't, what I was looking for, and it wasn't a pleasant experience. But it wasn't the type of thing where I never went back again.
It was not. or
It
was?
was not. It was not. No, because I
Wow.
mean, ultimately, my hair looked good, but the preference is for the person to. I had been going there for years,
Okay. Okay.
so it wasn't a deal breaker.
Gotcha.
The deal breaker that I will tell you about quickly is I was going to see this woman, and it was a good salon. It was a good price range, and she was great. We were very friendly with each other. But one day she just, I think, wasn't paying attention, and she gave me bangs,
Okay.
and I didn't ask for bangs.
Wow.
And bangs are like, that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
It's kind of a big change. So
Yeah.
I never went back. And it wasn't because, she made a mistake and, cut my hair, the layer like way too short. It was more that she didn't even say anything about it. She didn't say like, oh, I cut that a little short. I went a little too far with that.
Oh, wow.
So it was just sort of like, just kind of not even mentioning it. And, clearly I hadn't asked for, her bangs. So
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty good. It sounds like the hairdresser it sounds like there's a large portion that is in the hairdresser's control when I'm talking to you. Sometimes I feel like
so
you do think so?
I do. I think
Yeah.
so because,
Okay.
you can have a rude receptionist. You can have, a shampoo person who washes your whole face. But at the end of the day, it's really about like, trusting the hairdresser to do, try to do what you're asking and trusting them to make it look good and to have your hair, be healthy. And if that person is professional and, listens to you, checks in with you and is, is a good hairstylist, then
Well, I'm very happy to hear that because I don't really feel that way. When I'm in the salon, I feel like so many things, everything's got to like go a certain way. And so I'm happy it makes me feel a little good about that. And I'm sure everybody else listening.
yeah.
Let's see. Okay, last question. Wrap up. This is also something on every hairdresser's mind, and we all think we know the answer. How if you wanted to find a new stylist, say your hairdresser right now, they moved out of the country. You were left with no hairdresser, and not saying and you don't want to go back to any of your other hairdressers. You want a new hairdresser. How would you find a person?
I would ask all my friends.
Okay.
This. If anyone has, like a stellar recommendation, like raves about the person, and then I would research those people online and see like what salon they're at. Does that salon look like it's like a place that, would make me excited or, I really like, different sort of salon concepts. Yeah, I would do my own research on them and then, make an appointment
Can you
based on
tell
that.
me about that research? Where would it start? Would it start with Googling or would you go straight to the website or what?
Yeah, I would go to the website first and kind of check it out. There's, I'm not a big Yelp person.
Okay.
I might look on Yelp quickly, if there isn't any, disastrous situations with that
Okay.
person. If they, as long as they didn't have like a two stars or something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I would assume like most high-end hair salons, have good talent is what I would assume. So if a friend recommends them, I look at the website. It looks like, a cool place to me.
Okay. And how important is being able to see the different stylists on the website? Is that something that you look for or not really? It's
It
more
is.
about the
Yeah.
salon.
For me,
Okay.
it is. Yeah.
Okay. And if they have a link to their Instagram, would you click on that to see further, or you wouldn't go that far?
I would actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. I think that's pretty good to know. So you're definitely going to your friends first. And would you ever have you ever looked for a salon just off on your own by Googling, or no? It's always through word of mouth
I
or
think
recommendation.
maybe years ago when I was wedding planning, looking for a hairstylist around the time of my wedding.
Okay.
It's probably looking, yeah.
And then just out of curiosity, what would you type into the search box?
No idea. I guess I would put like, maybe best hairstylist DC.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, everybody, you heard it here directly from the source. You have more control over your retention. The likelihood of a person coming back to you is increased based on your ability to listen and perform. Pay attention to detail and just be like warm and welcoming and make them feel good. And then also word of mouth still seems to be the strongest way to build your book. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Kristie. This was great.
Thanks, Robert. Nice to see you.
Yeah, so good to see you.
Okay.
All right, bye-bye. Take care.
Bye. Take care.